right now, for example, there's a debate with the IMF. Is the IMF going to give another tranche or not? And this plays right into the presidential election, because if Ukraine gets the next tranche, it'll get them through the presidential election. If they don't get the next tranche, then Ukraine is at risk because the national bank reserves are only enough to cover about 3 months of trade exports, import exports. So that puts Ukraine in a bit of a risky position. We've already seen the currency slipping a little bit. It's up to 28 to the dollar, to the US dollar, that is. And people say probably looking at 30 by the end of the year. So if Ukraine can get that tranche, that would be beneficial. But what the IMF has been demanding is that Ukraine raise gas prices again. And the Prime Minister has been very strong in his opposition to this because of they've already raised gas prices once. There is a lot of anger about that. And even though 6 million Ukrainians are getting subsidies to help pay their gas bills, it's a huge pocketbook issue. You do subsidies, but you got to go stand in line, fill out the forms, and all that kind of stuff. So it's not it's not an online process with 2 clicks of a mouse. So there's a lot of fear if they raise gas prices again, it will further erode the president's popularity, maybe make him unelectable. And so there's at a certain point there's a debate within the IMF though. How much do we want to hold this government's feet to the fire on the gas prices, which could potentially sink this government, or and as a result, then that throws the election to Tymoshenko, who historically has played on populist themes and been, let's say, somewhat aggressive to the IMF. So you get a government that's worse, has a worse relationship with the IMF. There's a question of how do you get paid? The IMF gets paid back the money that's owed to them. So it's really a catch-22 for the IMF. How much do they want to pressure the Ukrainian government? So that's why I believe you're seeing a bit of a compromise. The delegation is going to be back in town later this week to assess the situation. The Prime Minister proposed 8 different solutions, 8 different compromises. So it looks like some sort of compromise will be reached, which will, take some of the pressure off the president, while at the same time not tanking his re-election.